Hey guys, this is Frozen Things to Use here, and welcome back to another movie review with Shazam Fear of the Gods now out, and I'll be seeing it in theaters tomorrow. Time for me to talk about or should I say review Shazam. So Shazam came out in the year 2019 and is a part of the DCU. I'm not sure which number installment it is in the DCU, but definitely one of the later ones, and is directed by David F. Sandberg and stars Zachary Levi, Angel, Jack Dylan Grazer, Mark Strong, Digimon Hones, I don't know how to pronounce your name, and a bunch of others. And basically, the plot tells the story of this boy named Billy Batson who searches for his mother after losing her as a baby, and he's pretty much a foster child now, but he refuses to give up finding his parents. So he's taken to a new foster family that he tries to stick with, but he's being prevented from running away. One day he gets into this this wizard guy who gives Billy Batson the power of Shazam, where he can just turn into a superhero by just saying the name. And then there's this villain named Doctor Savannah who pretty much got the won the champion as the Devils and tries to get Shazam's power. So yeah, that's basically the plot. And yes, Shazam must stop Savannah. So yeah, I had a pretty interesting history with Shazam. As you know, I had my opinions on this movie have been really all over the place. But now let me tell you right now, when I first saw this trailer back in Comic Con, 2018, I was like, what is this? Like, watching this for the first time, I was like, I didn't really understand what I was watching. I was like, this movie is going to suck. I mean, of course, I was already a superhero fanboy at the time, so any superhero movie, I instantly watched in theaters, even if it didn't look good. But Shazam was one of those superhero films I was not looking forward to because the comic book trailer was pretty bad in my opinion. I didn't really like the trailer. I mean, with even in comparison with some of the other comic book trailers, like Alita Battle Angel, if you count that, Aquaman, and Godzilla King of the Monsters and Glass, this was the I named this the worst comic book trailer. Not the worst comic book trailer of 2018. And even watching this alongside some of the other trailers, it still feels like the weakest. Yes, the trailer has that trailer has grown on me over time, but now I just think but I still remember back in the day when I actually put this in my least anticipated movies of 2019 list, and 2019 list, and yeah, this was probably my least anticipated superhero movie. It was either this or Hellboy, but yes, I was more excited for Dark Phoenix than Shazam. Yes, no joke, because that's how much I was not excited. I even thought that this could actually be one of the worst DCU movies, right up there with the Suicide Squad and the 2017 Justice League. But boy, did this movie prove me wrong when it came out, because this movie was is really good, and I definitely had some really all over the place thoughts. I loved it when I first saw it, but then in 2020 I had thoughts where I don't really want to talk about. 2020, 2021 was when I started like liking the film again, and thinking that okay, it's just solid. But admittedly, yes, I did overpraise this movie as a 5 out of 5 masterpiece. Like what I said, it's definitely not that. But I haven't really rewatched Shazam since 2020. Even though I actually became interested in this movie again in 2021. Just thinking about it. And now with Fear of the Gods coming out, I got a chance to rewatch this, which I haven't done since 2020. If you know me so well, you probably know how much I am hyped for Shazam Fear of the Gods. I mean, like, kind of funny how this Shazam movie is I was not excited for, but and then the sequel I'm pumped for. Will it be disappointing? Well, I hope not. I've heard people say that I heard mixed things about Shazam Fear of the Gods, but oh well. I guess I'll still judge it for myself because I don't care what the critics say. But yes, now let's talk about this Shazam movie and what I think of it after and rewatch. I gotta say, this movie is amazing. I loved it. Is it a perfect movie? No. Is it one of my favorite DCU movies? Not really. although compare this to another DC movie that shares similarities, Black Adam. I'm kind of debating on which one I like better. I mean, I would say this movie has Shazam has less problems, but Black Adam, I would probably rewatch Black Adam more. I think Black Adam is more entertaining because I love watching big dumb loud action scenes all more than comedy. Dumb loud action scene is my kind of mindless entertainment. So Black Adam is just a perfect mindless entertainment. But this movie works so well with not with just being a great movie and not a minus one, which is probably my problem. Looking at like watching the trailer, it looked like an absolute joke. I was like, really, this doesn't look like a real movie. I mean, it looks. I mean, this looked like a joke. I was like wondering how did this get made the movie, but well, yes, this did feel like a movie. What I love about Shazam is that it is how lighthearted it is. I mean, this feels kind of different from other superhero movies, and but yet I think it's lighthearted in nature. I mean, it combines light and dark at the same time, and into this really um, family friendly film. And this is one of the more family friendly superhero movies. No, like comic book movies. Like I mean, among the major ones, no, not as good as you know not as lighthearted as films like Ant-Man and Spider-Man Homecoming, but mainly because it has its dark elements. But Shazam is still amazing. Okay, where do I even start with this? I mean, first of all, I just want to say Zachary Levi as Shazam is absolutely perfect. I mean, he you can clearly tell how much Zachary Levi is having so much fun playing Shazam, and he is hilarious, man. I mean, this might be my favorite Zachary Levi performance. Sorry, Flynn Rider. Even if Tangled is way better than Shazam in my opinion. I think Shazam himself is Zachary Levi's best performance, and I love how both Asher Angels, Billy Batson, and Shazam are able to match personalities. The criticism I hear when Shazam Fury of the Gods is that in that movie, Billy and Shazam don't really match personalities because Billy is a lot more mature, while Shazam himself like acts really childish and like he acts like a 10-year-old. Well, we'll see about that when I watch it, but yeah, I really love both movies, and I think this has such a heartfelt story about family, like, and a really good message about how you can have anyone as your family, even if it's people you don't know, but people you start getting to. I mean, fosters can feel like a real family if you're in the right hands. I really felt bad for Billy throughout. I just know he just desperately wanted to find his mom, and then the whole Shazam thing is just some coincidence where he learns to be a hero, but I think the core of this movie is family. That you don't really need like your biological family to be there for you. You have other people. I mean that's why Billy kept running away from many foster homes, but then he found one that actually really suited him. You can clearly feel like the chemistry between the orphan kids, and let me tell you all right now, the orphan kids are amazing. Like I absolutely love their chemistry throughout. Although some of them may be sidelined. Like I don't really care for them that much, but the ones who I really care about, I care about them. The ones that I would say are or meh. Like I was like is the I don't even know the names. Eugene Choi and Pedro Pena. Yeah, those are the ones that I don't really care that much. But yeah, but I love the Freddie Freeman, and I love the Mary Brownfield, but my favorite of the family is Darla. Yeah, love Darla. I think she is adorable. I think yeah, I think Darla is just adorable. She's so sweet. I mean, she literally came and I mean, like when Billy came into the house, everyone's just like, yeah, okay, I'll just do my own thing. I have my own things. But Darla like was really so open to Billy coming in. Like she really welcomed Billy with open arms, and yeah, um, okay, well, yeah, I love how sweet she is. Is she my favorite character? Well, among the females between her and Mary, I think she is the best one. I would say Billy Batson is my favorite. And no, NES people, I personally prefer Billy Batson over Shazam because I mean you really feel the heart of this kid. He's just some shy kid who he's just some shy kid who really wants to just find his mom. Yeah, between Billy Batson and Shazam, I personally prefer Billy, and yeah, Billy's my favorite character. I mean, I just love his heart, and that even if he does like run away a lot, you really feel him feel him, and but yes, I love Shazam as well. I love Freddy as well. I think he's hilarious, and I mean, maybe this or I still think I still think the it is his best performance. Like in 2017 is his best performance, but this is right up there. And yes, I think he does a better job here than Luca. Sorry, Pixar fans, but I think he's better here than Alberto and Luca. But yeah, and also both the foster parents, Rosa and Victor. I think they're both underrated. The they're both underrated. Yeah, I mean they're such really sweet. Like what I love about them is that they feel like real parents. Like they just don't feel like stepmom, stepdad. I mean they literally are like real parents. They really want to keep Billy safe. That they really want. They're really so passionate to keep Billy like in their family because they know hard for Billy to be in a foster home, which is why he kept running away and disappearing and never come back. But these two, man, I mean, I love them as parents. I think they're probably the most underrated parent couple in any movie, or at least one of. Um, and yeah, what was I gonna say? And also this movie is super hilarious as well. I mean, like so many jokes. I just kept laughing. I think if I were to pick the funniest moment in this in see, it's basically where Billy and Freddy were trying to walk in the hall, and then this security guard asked them for a pass, and and then and then the guard's like, "Where's your parents?" And then Freddy's like, "Oh, they're here. They're just outside." And then the guard requested them to you know, not have their parents or something. But then Billy just runs up and turns into Shazam, and then he just comes in disguised as the dad, and that was hilarious. And then Shazam was like, call the guy Detective Moron. That was hilarious. And I love that. And also yes, and also like following that the funniest scene is probably my favorite scene in the entire film. The Don't Stop Me Now train like testing superhero testing montage. Yeah, don't Stop Me Now is my favorite song from Queen, and I absolutely love how they played it here. And you see that song in that montage is in that superhero testing montage is absolutely perfect, and I mean it just fits so well. And movies like this are it's pretty much why Don't Stop Me Now is my favorite because I just love how the song is just used in a lot of movies, and it really fits perfectly. Yeah, Queen. Everyone knows that Queen is probably my favorite band, and even though I love Bohemian, We Will Rock You, all the and We Are the Champions. Those I mean that was my favorite. Is my personal favorite Queen song, and also actually I think that it's kind of I have other favorite scenes as well. The superhero testing scene is just one of them. Another scene I would consider one of my favorites is when when all the orphan kids that's turned into to turn into superheroes because they're all like worthy of Shazam like could Shazam like sharing his powers with his family. I love that, and that's pretty much one of the reasons why I'm hyped for Shazam because we're actually gonna figure out the gods because we're actually gonna be seeing them together like fight together like a mini Avengers movie. Yeah, that final battle is so good. Even with the lack of action, this movie was never boring throughout. I was engaged from start to finish. But I mean, the final battles was another one that I would consider one of my favorite scenes. There were only like two action scenes throughout the film, I think, and I love both action scenes, especially the final battle with Shazam versus the Doctor Savannah. It felt like that Man of Steel final battle, yeah, and But yeah, the superheroes, like, the orphans being turned into superheroes, and I love that. But yeah, and it felt really earned because of their chemistry throughout the movie. It really felt so earned. And also, I just want to give props for this movie for having balls to try to be dark as well, despite its lightheartedness. Especially the opening scene, when this opening scene with young Savannah, when he went into went into the witch's cave, and the witches said he's not worthy, and then and then Doctor Savannah and his family get into a car crash. Get into a car crash, and I love the way it was edited, like, playing that Christmas song. Do you see what I see? I don't know the title, but it's definitely one of my favorite Christmas songs. I would say it's my second favorite Christmas song. Number one being Most Wonderful Time of the Year, and yeah, I mean the way that the car just flips while that Christmas song is playing, beautiful. And yeah, and the seven deadly sins are absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I love Doctor Savannah's backstory with how he became, he was such an innocent child, but then the wizard said that he had no heart, and then and he wasn't worthy to be champion, and then he and both his older brother and his dad were like really unlikable. Like, they were such hateable characters, which is why Doctor Savannah became evil, because of those two. I hated the dad. Why did he have to do that? Like, he's the reason why the car crash happened. Not and also the brother. I hate him as well. So, I felt bad for him. But yeah, unfortunately, now I have to get into some of my minor criticisms with the film. So, what are my quick criticisms, you may ask? Well, Dr. Zavana, I don't like him overall. Mark Strong gives a fine performance as him. Like, not his best. My favorite Mark Strong performance is Merlin from the Kingsman movies. And he was okay at Dr. Savannah, and at the same but I think the problem with Dr. Savannah is that they wasted the potential for him to be a really good companion villain. But no, he's just some generic bad guy who wants Shazam's powers. He just, like, comes in and like, oh, I want your powers. But you got such a compelling setup in his character. Like, he was just an innocent child, but who had a really hateable family. But and then he, like, he can be, like, very compelling, but no, he's just a generic bad guy who just, like, shows up after 1 hour. Just like, he just randomly walks in and says, hey, superhero, I want your power. Like, what? Like, really? Um, and Also, the CGI is not very good. Like, the CGI is not very good as well. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate the seven deadly sins. The monsters were kind of being terrifying. Like, there were some really dark moments with them. Like, a few jump scares as well. Like, a few jump scares. Even if I predicted that it would be a jump scare, it still is. But I thought that their CGI, it looked kind of unfinished. I think they should have had a higher budget for the monsters, VFX and stuff. But other than those two minor flaws, I think Shazam is really good. Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention, like, I didn't really care for Eugene and Pedro. Like, in the orphans, I thought they were meh. But yeah, overall, Shazam is the biggest surprise of 2019, in my opinion. Yeah, while it's not a perfect movie or one of my favorite DCU movies, it really is such a surprise. I can't believe how good this was, because this could have been one of the worst DCU movies, but it managed to escape that perfectly. And yeah, this is, well, a question, the most surprising movie 2019. And if I were to rank the comic book movies, it would certainly be on my top five. I would say Endgame is obviously the best comic book movie 2019, and then I will have Far From Home and Joker, and then Shazam. Yeah, Joker is certainly the better DC movie of the year, even if it's not part of the DCU. Joker is still the superior DC movie in my opinion. But Shazam, with this and Joker, just shows that 2019 was a big hit for DC. So with that said, I'm gonna give Shazam a 9 out of 10. And by the way, I forgot to mention, it sucks that no one talks about this movie anymore. This is not really a popular superhero movie, which is why Shazam Fury of the Gods is kind of being ignored, and people are predicting that it'll bomb at the box office because people just don't really seem to recognize Shazam. He's just not really a very popular hero, and he deserves to be far more popular. So yeah, that's all for my review of Shazam. What is your opinion, Shazam? Do you agree with me that this is the most surprising movie of 2019, or do you think that this movie is overrated? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review of Shazam: Fury of the Gods. I am really excited for that film. So yeah, bye guys.